Boom. We just had a definite key level hit. From there, we scale down to the 5-minute time frame. We wait for a break of structure, inverse fair value gap, or an SMT divergence. We're going to scale down to the 5-minute now. Boom. 5-minute. Boom. From here, we do this right here. Boom. This. We're going to do this. Boom. So we can see good and clearly what's happening and where. What are we waiting for on the 5-minute? We are waiting for a break of structure, which means we're waiting for either a higher low or a higher high, because we are in a downtrend. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Make sense? Makes sense. Inverse fair value gap. We do have a fair value gap right here. Let me get the rectangle out. Rectangle of wisdom. Go. Boom. Boom. We have a fair value gap. It looks like we're about to have several fair value gaps. We are not in our area of trade yet. Keep that in mind, chat. We are not there yet. We swept liquidity here. We are, if this candle closes, and then this will close in the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, it looks like. When this candle closes, we might have two fair value gaps here. So what we're waiting on is either this fair value gap to get closed above, or this fair value gap to get closed above. Once it's closed above, we move on to find our next confluence, which is either, again, a fair value gap, or a breaker block, and followed by an order block or an equilibrium. Whatever comes first, we'll see. Then we'll scale down to the 1 minute, wait for the break of structure. Break of structure being a higher high, and that's on the 1 minute. We'll scale down to the 1 minute after identifying either a fair value gap off of the inverse fair value gap. That is in our time right here, right? That is in our time frame. Wait for that to occur. Scale down, find a break of structure or an inverse fair value gap, going back down, mind you. At that point, we'll enter in on either the break of structure, which will be high. If it breaks structure to the upside, it'll sweep this key level and push back down. Or if we get an inverse fair value gap, it'll confirm that this sweep is legitimate and price will continue going higher. If we see the inverse fair value gap, I'm tempted to say let's go in on a buy position, a long position. Although at the same time, I want to see that inverse fair value gap sweep this high. It'll close above these two fair value gaps here, sweep this high, and it'll push lower. That'll be our confirmation that we in fact are right. That is if our idea is correct. We have a double. Oh, no, it hasn't closed yet. I spoke too soon. My mistake. And we're trading off the S&P. Let's go ahead and make sure that is gold the way we want it. We have a double fair value gap right here. It is much smaller than the NASDAQ's, but that's okay. We have a second fair value gap here. Boom and boom right there. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll go ahead and swap back to this. Double fair value gap on NASDAQ as well. Boom. Boom. Gold. Again, we're waiting for either a break of structure to the upside and then to push back down, or an inverse fair value gap, at which point we'll enter off the top of that. And then we'll go ahead and that'll be our sell position. We can just hike it on back down because it will continue all the way down. Yeah, we are on the 5 minute right now. What exactly are we looking for? We are looking, just to reconfirm, either break of structure, inverse fair value gap, or an SMT divergence. I know what all three of those are. Very easy to spot. Very easy to understand what's going to happen off of them. We might get a triple fair value gap off of this. We have 3 minutes and 36 seconds as of me noticing that. We're going to go ahead and do this right here. Encompass that high, encompass this low. That is a huge difference in price. We did sweep on that candle right there. We swept on this. Price pushed back down. There is a lack of buy orders in the market, signifying that, in fact, we are going to continue in a downtrend. For the best optimal trade possible, we're going to wait for all of our confluences to get hit. Take a trade off of that. Wait for our take profits to get hit, and after which, we'll call it a day. Trade job well done. We are up, by the way, per this right here. I don't think we have an order on. We have a history mode on this. We do. We're just going to do this right quick. So ignore these. I'm looking at this right here. We took a trade on NASDAQ yesterday. We took 2 trades on NASDAQ. It was 20 to 1 odds on all of it. All of it, right? I believe. So my understanding is, we went up about $731 because we started with 100,000. We're up $731. Comment section. This is what we're looking at. I don't care what anything else says. We went down at one point. We had 92,000, not 92. We had like 98, 99,900 something. We were down $200 off of a Bitcoin trade, and that was legitimate. Like, yeah, this right here. We invested $8,000. I believe we lost $120 something, and so it dropped that little bit. But from that previous trade we made on the NASDAQ, both the legitimate trade and the mistake trade, we managed to come back up a whole $800, $900 off of that 1-2 trades right there. I am proud of the first one. I am ashamed of the second one because I should have known better than to go into market without first knowing my stuff. That was my mistake entirely. I'm not going to do that again. I don't know what to do because I have it in front of me. On 2 counts. I have it on 2 counts in front of me. So, we're gold. We have another 19 seconds before this candle closes. Comment section. What do you think is going to happen? I think we're going to get our inverse for value gap first. Before we get our break of structure, we're definitely going to have an inverse fair value gap. Boom. Triple fair value gap. Really big ones on the 5-minute. Boom. Boom. Looks like we're actually going to wait on this a second. We're going to mark this in on the NASDAQ as well. We're going to mark this here. Boom. This is going to get moved. Don't worry. Bring that back up there because we're waiting on either this to get closed above or this to get closed above. Either this candle is going to get filled completely or we're going to have a couple candles down here. It'll close above fair value gap 1 right here. And from that fair value gap, we'll go ahead and take a short position like we were wanting to before. Take that short and push down. Let's go ahead and look at key levels now that we are within our 5-minute margin. I think we are actually golden to take this key level, this key level. Let's go ahead and mark this key level here just to have a little fun. See what's happening there. Good. Let's go ahead. We can't. Can we look? We can. We can look further back. Let's go ahead and mark this key level over here. I don't think it'll hit that, but we'll see. Let's mark this key level right here. Boom. I don't think it'll hit that. We'll see. Let's go and zoom into our 5-minute here. We are going to take a trade off of the S&P 500 and not the NASDAQ. So we need to do the same thing over here. We have 1, 2. I believe it marked it for us. Either that or we actually did that ourselves earlier. In either case. Cool. Cool. Not going to lie. We have 11 minutes. 3 minutes, 11 seconds before this candle closes here. We're going to go ahead and zoom into both of these. Yeet. Gold. We are not within our time to trade. I want to mark that now. I know we are not within our time to trade. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on the 5 minute. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 hour and 5 minutes before the time we want to trade. Which means per this move right here, we are in fact going to have a triple fair value gap. Let's go ahead and put that there. It might push higher. If it does, that's okay, so long as the wick, if the wick comes above this, cool. If it closes above this, get triggered, right? Again, we're waiting on the confirmation confluence. We're waiting on a break of structure. We are waiting on an inverse fair value gap. We are waiting on an S&T divergence. And that is going to be seen. Actually, let's go ahead and check for S&T. We have... Oh my gosh. That is almost impossible to tell. I don't think we have an S&T divergence. That is insanely close. Holy crap, that is hard to tell. S&P all the way, we are 100% going to be taking a trade off of because it is lagging that hard. I think we do not have an S&T divergence per this right here. It would have been the first to get hit. We had a wick above on the NASDAQ. We do not have a wick. It was because I didn't mark it like I did on NASDAQ. That was my fault. Boom. Boom. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and mark it on NASDAQ. Get it out the way. Come here, you. Stop flipping over the line. You. Close. Ooh, hello. That was a jump. Did we cross? We crossed on that one as well. Okay. Let's see what happens. Comment section. I keep calling you chat. I know. It's going to drive me nuts. I'm used to having someone chatting in my ear all the time. It's silent. It's actually 8 a.m., almost 9. Our trade is between 9:50 and 10:30. We're keeping that in mind. No, I did not forget that time. No, I did not forget that time. 10 seconds before this candle is closed. And we have a confirmed fair value gap. Triple fair value gap, sorry. 2, 1. Boom, that's closed. We're on the next candle. Triple fair value gap. Boom. And boom. We're still waiting on inverse fair value gap, break of structure, S&T divergence. I believe our break of structure is going to be a higher low. We're going to wait for that higher low to form. Once we have a higher low, we're going to wait for the next candle. That'll be our official break of structure on that candle, because we will have made a higher high. Right? We'll wait for both confluences to get hit just for rested assurance. Making sure things are nice and tidy. We don't want to leave out any liquidity, right? We're going to leave out liquidity just because it's not the risk that we're taking. It's per the strategy we're making, right? Technically, we do have an inverse fair value gap right here. We had scaled down when... What was that, London session, or when market, after pre-market open, if we had scaled down after that, we'd have gone for a fair value gap, and we do have fair value gaps for continuation. That price is going to move down. If we scale down to the 1 minute, we're waiting for a break of structure or an inverse fair value gap to form. Let's see what the 1 minute holds, just cause I'd like to see. We have not broke structure. However, we do have an inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute. Is the same thing true for NASDAQ? We do not have an inverse fair value gap for the NASDAQ. We do have an inverse fair value gap for the NASDAQ. Again, though, we are not concerned about this little move right here because it could dance around here all day. I'd rather wait for the 5-minute inverse fair value gap before taking a trade, so we know price is going to scrape past this, close above, disrespect that fair value gap, and create that inverse we need, and it'll push further down. We will wait patiently for our time to trade. I will not rush this. I have no fear of missing out because I know what I am going to do is make bank off this trade, and we are going to have a day. Again, that is next to impossible to tell right there for that if that's whether or not that's an SMT divergent or not. That's like extremely hard to tell. Looks like we're getting a bit of SMT divergence now, though. That price just went below that low. Not below the low, but you see what I'm talking about. This is going down. We have SMT divergence happening right now, right here. On this, down to this. On the 5-minute, we also have SMT divergence from here to here. And again, that could change. We have 45 seconds for this to correct. If it doesn't, and we in fact have a defined starting to look a little the same there. There it goes. That is funny looking, isn't it? Let's see what the SMT we might be having some SMT divergences happening. You guys see that, chat? You see the SMT divergence on the 5-minute? Look at that mess. That is our 5-minute confirmation right there of that reversal, and that price is going to keep moving back down. Wow. Wow. We did close on that. We closed on that. Confirmed SMT divergence on the 5-minute. What are we waiting for now? We're waiting for either our breaker block, order block, fair value gap, or equilibrium. Boom. Our most recent high to our most recent low, just so we're on the same page. Boom. Where's the GAN box? This GAN box. Most recent high. Boom. Most recent low. Boom. There's our equilibrium, just so we're on the same page. We're using our tools effectively, regardless of what the outcome is. We're going to keep this on here for the sake of knowing. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to shrink this down just a bit. I'm going to do this right here. GAN box. We're going to take this high here, drag it down to this low here. Boom. We are not within our time to trade. I am going to wait. We do have SMT divergence. We have multiple SMT divergences happening. That is on the 5-minute. That is our confirmation on liquidity sweep. From this, I do believe we are going to be looking for our 5-minute continuation confluence. That is on fair value gap. That is on breaker block. That is on order block. That is on equilibrium. In the event we cannot identify breaker block or order block, keep it simple. That's gold. Good. We will wait patiently. We will wait. We have a little bit to wait. We'll be right back when we get a little bit closer to here. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what's, hey, what's up, hello type of deal, right? We're going to keep this high marked just in case. I don't care what's happening over here. We'll wait for a low. That's fine. I'll patiently wait. Hope you guys are looking forward to stream. We got a stream coming up tonight. Be prepared. Yeah. I got a video to explode on my gaming channel, and I'm actually very, very happy about it. I miss my negative channel. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, head to the description down below. Right, you can see those links just like anybody else can. You can click on the one that says the range orb. From there, you'll see that channel in all its glory, as well as my pretty face. I believe the first thing that pops up is a short I made on my disappointment as to what happened the previous video, like where it was nighttime, very dark. All you got to see was the shadow of a tripod, right? And then just complete black because of how dark it was. It was terrible. Starting to get some interaction off of the Orb Plus channel. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys like the videos I'm making, if you like my progress in the way I'm doing things, be sure to give all those videos you saw a thumbs up. Tells me you enjoy the content and that I really ought to make more. Subscribe. Consider subscribing, because I don't intend on stopping these recordings anytime soon. I do intend on continuously posting these recordings for as long as I can. In the event, say, whatever, we stop out and we just lose a lot of money, I'll just go and get a job, make that up, come back, start making videos again. It might be like a short span of time that I stop doing videos on this channel, but it's not going to be a very long time. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Yet for internet's sake, that doesn't mean much in the context of I need to get a job and months of work. I understand that part. We have 3 months. I'm chilling on my butt until we have 3 months of profitability. I'm sticking to every word he said in that boot camp. The very first one he put up like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I'm sticking to every word he said in there. 3 months of profitability. I am green on the charts on paper trading, and only after those 3 months of green am I going to stay on the chart with my real money. Not taking any shortcuts. Not even going to try it. What the heck? That's actually funny. I wish I could show you all this because it's amazing. That is awesome. Chat or comment section. We've got a whole 40 minutes. I don't know what you're waiting around for. Just skip to the best part of the video. Go ahead. I'll wait. Don't worry. We still haven't hit our time to trade yet, but I wanted to take note of something. Had we have done exactly as I said right here, this is the S&T divergence. Had we have done this, we have been wrong, because price is still tanking. Hard tanking. We do have an S&T divergence right there, though. Just wanted to point that out. We'll go ahead and get rid of the equilibrium because it is not useful to us at the moment. We are still on the 5 minute. We still have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45 minutes before our time to trade arrives. We are still looking for a break of structure. That is a higher high past this green candle here, or a higher low. It's going to be a higher low before it's a higher high. It's just how that works. Either that or a large green candle up, sweeping this entire gist. Once we get that confirmation, it'll probably also be a break of structure, considering how high price wants to take a hike. At that point, we can go ahead, enter our sell trade, watch price plummet again. It'll probably take 1, 2, 3, probably all 3 of these right here. I did not realize we'd actually hit 1, 2, 3, 4 of our key points. And these were recent. We only got 4 left down low. So we're waiting patiently. If I had to guess, per a lot of the trade recaps I've been seeing across TJR Trades channel, our best hope of making an actual profit off this is if price comes back up, sweeps our key level a second time, right? That's this key level right here. It'll sweep this a second time, close above this. From there, we'll enter a sell position, a short position, and then from that, it'll come back down and it'll actually plummet. We'll see it completely plummet. So far, market is sticking to the structure. We are not breaking structure at all. This is, in fact, 100% a downtrend, and we are going to be taking a short position. Let's go ahead and skip to the good part, shall we? So on that previous pause, seeing as we are now back in the game, we are looking. We have a break of structure on this candle here. We made a new high. Woo! Well, actually, we broke structure on this candle. With this break of structure, we also got a fair value gap on the 5 minute, right? We got it on the same gist. We have a break of structure and inverse fair value gap on the 5 minute. We are now waiting for, guess what? A fair value gap on the 5 minute. Either that or a breaker block, an order block, or an equilibrium, whatever comes first. I think what is about to happen is exactly what's happening right now. I think price is going to shoot way back up here. It's going to touch our key level right here, and it's going to plummet back down. Now, we have not done anything aside from wait patiently for this time to come and hit. We have one right now being respected fair value gap. I feel like price is going to continue rising as time goes on, as we get closer to this 950 mark. When it does, we will have, fingers crossed, the idea is correct, 2 inverse fair value gaps. I don't expect it to clear this one just because it is so small, but at the same time, if it counts and it is a fair value gap, I'm looking at it, it looks to me like a fair value gap, we should be in the clear to take a sell position off this and watch price plummet right back down. We, again, are waiting for that inverse fair value gap just right here. Let's go ahead and check for an SMT divergence while we're at it. I'm not seeing an SMT divergence anywhere in it. We did get a break of structure on the 5 minute though. It did. This green candle closed above and we did make a new high. We have 1 minute 54 seconds for this candle to close, and we are still on the same boat. We are not going to take a trade until after 950. We are not, we will not, we shall not. We are waiting patiently. If I had to guess, I'm going to say we had a breaker block moment here. This green candle was our breaker block. This red candle was an order block. As a result, price is going to push way higher as a result of lack of sell orders in the market. I have to remind myself, we got to stay on the S&P 500 because it is the way that it is. We don't want to miss out on that trade. Just a matter of waiting. We have 1 second. It closed. Respecting this fair value gap, I think price is going to continue pushing down. Again, we're waiting patiently for the break of structure. Technically, we did get it onto this right here. We'll see a confirmed break of structure as soon as this candle closes. It should make a higher low, at which point we are in line for our break of structure. On that same note, we're looking after that break of structure to a fair value gap, breaker block, order block, equilibrium. For continuation, that price is going to continue moving down. We're just waiting patiently for that. Once that's done and out the way, we're waiting for the 1 minute confirmation as soon as we see that fair value gap or the breaker block or the order block. And from that point on, we will continue to enter off of either that break of structure or the inverse fair value gap it makes. And again, we're not going to trade until it is 950. Once we hit that 950 mark, that is where we are going to enter. We're going to look for an entry at 950. For my alarms, we just hit a 9:50 a.m. point. That is in real life time. Chart is 10 minutes behind. We can see that quite clearly, 2 candles away from being in the clear when looking for a trade. Again, we're looking for either a break of structure or inverse for value gap. We have the break of structure on the 5 minute. If this candle closes in the next 4 minutes, we've got for it above, which it's starting to look like it will. We might very well have ourselves the inverse for value gap that we're wanting. At that point, we'll be after one of these two to get closed above. We'll wait for one of these two confluences to get hit up here. Once it does, we'll go ahead and press sell, get into our short position, and from there, we'll watch price tank all the way. At the same time, it's starting to look like we might not have that inverse for value gap, but that's okay. Technically, right now, I don't think we are allowed to care about this one specifically because it was swept. We have no orders to be filled off of this. This has been rebalanced out per the market and it was respected. It has not been closed above. If this continues higher, which is, again, looking like it's going to, we are going to be waiting for one of these two to get hit. And per the, let's go to the 30 minute and just check. We do have a very large fair value gap right here to fill. On the 5 minute, we have 1, 2, triple fair value gap, right? We have a break of structure on the 30 minute, but we're not concerned about the 30 minute. We're concerned about the 5 minute. We want our inverse fair value gap. We've already got our break of structure. As soon as we have the inverse fair value gap at the top, we're going to sell on the next candle open. Get it nice and through our heads. We are not selling until after we have a confirmed inverse fair value gap. Specifically speaking on the 1 minute, because we've already hit one. We've cleared this, so we will have an inverse fair value gap on this. Boom, on the 5 minute. We are waiting also very patiently. Comment section. I keep calling you chat. Videos already kind of long, kind of short, kind of something or another, right? Let's go ahead and get this out the way so I can actually see how long we have. We have 1 minute and 27. Comment section. We have 1 minute and 27. Let's see where it takes us. Let's go ahead and get out our scan box just so we're on the same page. We have the most recent high here, down the most recent low here. We're going to keep that open because we do have a low here and we do have a confirmed break of structure. We are going to keep going higher per this break of structure here. Price did, well, say it did. I was going to say it did sweep. Seems we did close above that smaller fair value gap we marked out from before. Starting to begin to piece together where we find our break of structure after 950. In the event we don't receive a inverse fair value gap per our 5-minute time frame confluence, we'll be looking for a break of structure to the downside on the 1 minute off of a order block from the 5-minute. Let's go ahead and check for S&T divergences because we are 4 candles in now. 1 too high, 1 too low, 1 too high, and then 1 too low. No S&T divergence for my eye specifically. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have an S&T divergence. Right there, on the high right there. That's going down. That's going down. Okay, I'm wrong. Never mind. There is no S&T divergence right there. My mistake. It's good to double check that. Make sure we're on the same page. Past 6 candles, no S&T divergence on the high or low. From what it seems. Let's go ahead. Yeah. No S&T divergences as of yet. We are waiting. Actually, on this candle right here, we have an S&T divergence. The S&P, again, is lagging behind. So the price is going to move higher up here, which makes sense. That is in our confluence. We will have an inverse fair value gap in the event that the price on the NASDAQ continues to go higher. We'll wait for an inverse fair value gap on the NASDAQ. That'll telegraph to us what we need to look for on the S&P. This allows us to go ahead and get ahead of the game when it comes to the S&P 500. We have 2 minutes, 20 seconds for this candle close. We have 1 inverse fair value gap on the 5-minute right now